Now, most of you are aware that I had a little personal update earlier this year. After about 2 years living in Chicago, I relocated to Singapore about 9 months ago. Got myself an apartment by June, most of my stuff arrived by September, minus a few shattered wine glasses. And by now, I'm about halfway through unpacking. Now, since then, has been a whole lot of change and a whole lot of flying around, mostly between Singapore and Australia, with a few trips to Hong Kong, India, and Korea in between. Now, even though the traveling was mostly for work, I did serendipitously bump into an old friend in Sydney, adventured in Agra to see the incredible Taj Mahal at 6 o'clock in the morning, and wandered through the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. Now, took a peek towards Pyongyang and decided that it was probably best to stay on this side of the fence. Now, I also got to return to the States for 2 Bowden weddings in the summer and autumn, with Sean and Eric in Portland, Oregon, and Sunny and Tom in Maine. This was also the year where I celebrated most of my American holidays while on the go. Had a great seafood stew with my great aunt in Hong Kong for Memorial Day. Had my first home-cooked meal in many, many months with Azella and Dom for 4th of July on a quick layover in LA. And shared a bottle of rosé with Sinead in a Sydney speakeasy for Thanksgiving, which I know is exactly how the Pilgrims used to do it. Now, living in Singapore has gotten me quite nostalgic, as this is the first time that I'm living in Asia since I was 8 years old when I moved from Beijing to California. Surrounded by familiar foods, culture, and language, I've gotten the chance to do quite a bit of wistful self-reflection, and that's echoed in the music that I'm sharing with you today, with 3 pieces by 2 composers whose music I have not played in a very long time. Now, the pieces that you've been hearing are 2 A major sonatas by the great Neapolitan Baroque composer Domenico Scarlatti. The last time I played Scarlatti sonatas were in a solo recital in April 2012, almost 12 years ago. Now, I've played a lot of Baroque music since then, but as I reacquainted myself with Scarlatti, I remembered again how much I loved his graceful and courtly mannerisms in his keyboard sonatas, combined with just a sprinkle of sprezzatura, which you can imagine an Italian courtier in the 1700s who can roam around performing something so difficult and make it seem just so effortless. Scarlatti composed over 500 keyboard sonatas in his lifetime, and it was such a joy to learn 2 new ones to perform today. Now, the next piece is quite special to me, which is a piece by the Polish composer Frédéric Chopin. Among Chopin's most well-known works are a series of waltzes that he composed, of which 18 survive to this day. It was with the A-flat major Grand Waltz that I won my first competition back when I was 10 years old. And for the few years after that, like many piano students, I played a ton of Chopin's repertoire. So much so that I remember telling my piano teacher that I needed a break from Chopin. That break turned out to be 14 years, which was the last time I'd ever performed a piece by Chopin. And so it was such a treat getting reacquainted with Chopin in the last couple of weeks. And what better way to do it than by learning a new waltz? The piece I'll share with you next is Chopin's E-flat major Grand Waltz, composed in 1833. Full of that brilliant elegance of Parisian character, the city where Chopin lived for most of his adult life. This Chopin waltz is among his most distinctive and well-loved pieces. Even the autographed manuscript of this particular waltz has been coveted by music lovers everywhere. Among its provenance of former owners included a one-time music teacher who taught in Bath, Maine, Edward F. Searles, a name which my Bowdoin classmates will recognize as the same Searles who, in honor of his late wife, gifted the college the distinctive salmon-colored Searles Hall on the quad, where I can't wait to return next year for our class reunion. And with a healthy dose of nostalgia, it is now time to look ahead. And with that, I wish you all a very blessed and happy New Year.